Hey guys.
Nope. You could see it in his eye. He knew. He was going
we had
for
to
it.
curb that.
He was going for
This
it.
is return. You know.
This is next topic.
Yes.
With
Topic. Yes. And
Topic.
Dylan's not allowed to speak in this episode. He's got to look at that pretty mug on the YouTube. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, we're not posting on MySpace anymore?
No. I hate. Oh man. Do you want to tell him?
MySpace is dead.
What?
Yeah. Officially now.
Nobody's seeing your posts, and stop trying to email me about it.
Wow.
Actually, we should have gone more. Stop trying to aim me about it.
AIM. Oh, AIM. I remember AIM.
Wait,
I haven't
so
used that in
what
years.
are people using then?
It's this little thing called Facebook. Oh wait, no, even that's going out.
Yeah. It's all about Snapchat.
What's a Snapchat?
I don't know. You want to strike a conversation just like that.
Hey.
No. Fun little fact about Snapchat actually is when Jay wants to get a hold of you, instead of texting you like a normal person, he will either take a picture and write on the Snapchat, or he'll text you through the Snapchat app.
I will say,
true.
I don't
I do
understand
that
people who try
do
to
that,
have
yeah, I
normal
know.
conversations through Snapchat.
They're
Like,
not normal.
at
It's
least
like
now,
quick.
well, at least now there's like there is the text feature, but there was like,
They have a live video feature too.
well, yeah, but there's a bunch of like teens in our like youth for church who will just take picture of nothing and then type stuff
That
in it.
message?
And that's how they like talk to each other. I'm like,
Oh,
why?
that's kind of weird.
They're keeping that, what is it?
Oh, the idea that all those messages go away.
No, you
right?
get the flame, meaning your
You
streak.
gotta keep your streak.
Yeah.
Oh
there-
my
whatever it
gosh,
is.
are you kidding me? I've had the streak once. I think I got to 2 one day, and that was
I don't have friends.
all my friends are dead. There's just some new rap song out right now that has that in the chorus.
All
It's
my
like,
friends are dead.
All my friends are dead. And I just think of that meme that has the dinosaur just by itself with all that stuff going on.
It's actually a book. I've never
Is
read
it?
it, but it's a book.
Oh, well there you
It's
go.
like a child's book.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dark.
We are
Why is it
really
dark?
taking next topic to a new level where we've talked about 4 different things within the span of 2 minutes.
That's like rapid next
So
topic.
the weird thing is,
I'm just
the
kidding.
start of it was Snapchat.
Yeah.
I saw Pete's Dragon
Really?
the other day.
Dude, it's so good.
I haven't seen it.
Just because that's based on a kid's book apparently too, right? I saw that.
It's a Disney.
Well, it's an old Disney film.
Read that too?
I've never actually seen it.
Did you
but-
guys not see Pete's Dragon?
No,
growing
I
up?
didn't.
No, because
I
I
just saw the new
all
one.
I needed to see was
Oh.
Cinema Sins, like Everything Wrong with It, and I'm glad I never saw it because it looks terrible.
But he's like, growing up as a child, it was really cool. Like
sure
that
it was.
Like,
That's what every kid in
that
their
was a big
generation
child.
says.
But what did you think of the new Pete's Dragon then?
I mean, I don't have an old one to compare it to, but
Okay, well, just
it was entertaining, I guess, for kids.
I liked it a lot. I mean, it's a lot different than the original, the new one. I really liked the new one. I thought it was really good.
I guess we should quickly introduce ourselves before we go too far. I'm RJ.
I'm Jordan.
I'm not Tupac. I'm Dylan.
Well, he's not wrong there. So,
Why would
so
you be Tupac?
back to Pete's
My bad.
Dragon. Was there anything else more you guys wanted to say about it?
No, I really liked it.
He really liked it.
I really liked the Lindsey Sterling song "From It."
I do.
Oh,
like
that
that
one is a
song.
good one.
Dude,
I do like that song.
it's an
But
emotional
there's
song.
very few things of hers that I don't like.
She's really talented.
Do you like her eyes?
She does have good eyes.
You'd be harder pressed to tell him, like, name
I'm
something
glad
you
I
don't
went with
like.
yeah, I'm glad I went with eyes over ears because I feel like I got a better reaction out of that than I would have anything else.
Who? But wait, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm confused as to you got a better reaction out of eyes.
Me saying, what do you think about her eyes? And if I would have chose like a different body part because you seem to have liked her eyes and it was a better response.
but eyes are
Who's
actually
going for their ears, though?
What I'm
I wanna
trying to say
hear
is
that.
like eyes are something that people actually comment on. Like
Yeah.
if you had asked ears, I think it would have been a better question because that would have got me to like sit here and be like, well, what is he talking
What do you
about?
think about her ears? Now that
I've
we're on
literally
the
never
subject?
put any thought
All right,
into
we're getting off
anybody's
topic.
ears.
But you have great
Wow,
eyes, by
maybe
the
you
way,
should
and so do
start-
you.
Oh, thank you.
guys
So do
both.
you.
Yeah, we're all
Thank
the
you.
blue eyes guys.
Are you saying we're the perfect Aryan race?
I mean, that.
Next topic. Well,
I
All right,
didn't
one
hit
we
that
just
button.
got shut down
The
for
camera.
we just got shut down for being racist.
Flagged.
Uh,
Who doesn't like Blue Eyes? That's 10% of the people.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. Did either of you guys ever get into Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. Well, I knew some people that did.
Present.
I never got into that. I never got into Pokemon. I never got into any of those kinds of games. Like
it was all about Digimon.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, they had like from the show, the thing you put on your wrist and like you hit the button and it flung out.
Oh my god.
And I remember I got it, and like it was all I wanted, and that thing was so like put my deck in, and at my house I'd just walk around, and like my parents would ask me questions, and I'd fling it out.
You want a duel?
And then I'd like put a card down, my mom would be like, "You're an idiot." And just walk away.
Well, see, like I said, I never actually ever played like any official card games, but me and my friend, we created our own card game. We called it Stick, and it was it started based around like stick figure characters, and so we'd make them all, and it was very much like Yu-Gi-Oh in terms of attack and defense.
It's like an RPG,
like that kind of stuff. And the way you were supposed to play them, you either play them face up and attack mode and all that kind of stuff. But then we started getting really carried away to where they weren't even stick figures anymore, or you'd have like
build them up more.
You'd create these original ones where it's just like the 1 health, 1 attack, but then no
we'll
one would want him because you had the 100 attack. I wonder if I still have any of those. I bet I unfortunately threw them away. Dang it.
I played Magic the Gathering a couple times.
Never played it.
Really?
Yeah.
Never played Magic. I did get into the Yu-Gi-Oh! I did do the Pokemon. Like, card games, that was probably the biggest. I mean,
that was kind of during our generation.
I remember just, like, every time it was, like, a deal with my mom. Like, if I was good at the store, she'd buy me, like... It was back when, like, Target and stuff had them, and you get the little pack, and she'd buy me one, and, like...
You're like, damn, I have to be good this week.
Did either of you guys ever play the Star Wars card game?
No.
Came out, like, Star Wars Episode 2-ish. I had some good cards.
I didn't play the game, I just had the cards, because I just...
Well, that too.
Yeah, I just liked Star Wars.
I only played it, like, 2 or 3 times, but I just wanted the cards. And I remember, like, making deals. I remember, like, my brother had, like, a Death Star card, and I really wanted it. So, like, I came up with this elaborate deal where I'll give you, like, these cards. Of course, I didn't care about these cards that much. And I'll give you, like, $3 and quarters, and I'll give you, like, this... Bionicle mask over here, and like somehow got him to trade me, and then he wanted to trade back. I was like, no, my Death Star now.
Yeah, I remember for Yu-Gi-Oh, what was it
Exodia?
Yeah, you get the 5 pieces, and the kid had all of them, and like you know how like money back then, like this was probably like 6th grade, like $20 was like a big deal. So he gave all of them to me for $20. And then I went and turned around and sold them for like $150.
I bet if you still had those today, you could probably sell them for even more.
No, because I remember
no joke.
Because I got those, and it was like a couple years later I like really stopped collecting them. So then I went and sold those, and it was like so I paid $20 for all the pieces, and then I got like 150, 200 for just those ones alone, and I was like, felt really bad, but at the same time,
like the card,
it's just business.
The card. Game or really just can't even collecting like industry is so weird because like we have a buddy, unfortunately he moved back to Minnesota, so you'll never see him on here.
He's Asian.
But he's like really into, I don't even remember what game it was, but he'd spend like $200 on a single card.
Also,
wow,
the males looked like cross-dressing females. And
yes, that's true. There was one card that was like an upskirt shot, but it was like
a dude.
It was a male
wearing
and
a
he has
thong.
like a thong, and you're like, why do you have this?
Because he showed us, he's
what
like,
game is it? It's like a fantasy game?
Yeah.
It was, because it was supposed to be like a human representation of the Cheshire Cat. It was really weird. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what game it was. Some weird Asian game.
He tricked a bunch of people because he showed him, he's like, what do you think of this card? And like one of the dudes like we know was like, oh, that's cute. And he's like, it's a dude. I was like, that's weird.
That's cool. And you paid $200 for that card?
Yeah.
Alright.
Have fun with that. But,
some of those rare ones. I remember there was like this Magic one where it was like a trump card in the sense that
Trump.
not let me finish. So it was like a one-time use card that you would play in the middle of gameplay, but the idea behind it was you tear it all up into a bunch of pieces, as many as you can, and then you throw it on everybody's card, and each little piece that landed on that person's card would be out of the rest of the game.
How much would this card cost?
I don't know.
Because for you just to tear it and throw it.
Could you just have like a separate deck of cards? Here's all my other ones. I would like to play this one, but I'm going to tear up this card and throw it.
It was meant and built as that like tearaway card, but it was a powerful card. It was a trump card in the sense that like you could wipe the Clay Sleen if you're like in a big tournament or something, and you were like trying to win. And
what if like you tear it up and you throw it and you just completely miss?
Well,
like
then,
everything, or like just you don't get.
Oops!
Like,
You only hit your own deck.
no, I don't know.
like
like,
you
That'd
know,
be a
somewhere
bummer.
along the line, someone did
Someone
that. Like
did
they
wrong.
went to throw it and they like
You just right in front of you.
Yeah.
Right, it's wrong. You know.
Well, and you brought up like tournaments like that. That's one of the things that's crazy to me because one of our old roommates used to play a ton of Magic, and he'd enter like online tournaments and win. Like we're talking like small online tournaments. And he'd win like a couple $100. And,
Yeah.
And be talking about how like, oh yeah, you know, if I win like 2 more of these, I'll qualify to be in like
A bigger
this
one.
big one that's like $50,000. And if you do like place well in that, then you can go to the next one. You're just like,
Where's
you guys
the
are playing cards.
Where's the market for this? Well, that's how crazy. Like they have these Eon Sports, esports, like online gaming now, where they'll literally fill arenas.
Oh yeah,
With
especially
people,
in Korea.
with spectators just watching other people play like a specific video game in a highly competitive atmosphere in a big tournament.
I know we talked a little bit about Amazing Race. Did either of you guys see the most recent season?
no, because I haven't been at the house with you to watch.
Well, I wasn't watching it at the house.
Okay,
Then that's still
your
fault.
point.
But I only bring it up because they went to South Korea, and one of the things they did was they went to an esports arena. And they had to play Tekken against a pro, and they had to win one fight. They just had to win.
Gosh,
One
how long
But
did that take
so
them?
the way that they did it was like the first 10 rounds was just you play them, and of course nobody beat it during that. Then the next 10 rounds were, or the next maybe it was next 10. They played with only the pro played with only one hand, but we had the fight pad thing, so they're still able to
just one hand.
I think only one of the people was able to beat the pro at that point. And it still
What?
took him like 7 rounds of one hand to do it.
Dang.
Then the next one was they could go back to 2 hands, but they were blindfolded. One of the women went, and then at that point it was just you just kept going until you won.
Right.
She went for like 16 rounds of losing to the blindfolded guy. And she's, of course, like this middle-aged woman who's starting to complain about how much she hates video games, and this is just reinforcing how much she hates them. And I'm like, you're running into the guy who's just shooting a fireball over and over and over, and you're not doing anything different.
Some people just don't get it.
That's just common sense, though. Just jump over him, get behind him.
Yeah, but apparently it's a really
yeah,
highly
like-
competitive market.
and I think-
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because-
it's in the X Games now.
It is.
Video games.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
well, like, and Overwatch started their own competitive league, and I want to say it's something like $10 million to buy in as a team or something crazy like
10
that.
million to
I
buy
might have gone overboard, but it's multiple
yeah.
millions. I'm
Wow.
pretty
That
sure.
sounds like a Dylan fact.
What's the Dylan fact? Hashtag.
Never
Nope.
heard of that.
Pretty much my family started it because I'm dramatic slightly. And
Slightly.
like say if
Just
something's-
slightly, though.
say if something's like $100 a week, it's like $1,000.
Right.
Not thinking and
Yeah, you do that, and then you spread that to everybody else. Yeah, like it's really cool, but it's $1,000.
yeah.
It's only $100
so
bucks.
that's a Dylan fact,
Yeah, Dylan facts.
and that's exactly what it sounds like you just did.
It's like a blonde chick.
Blonde chick?
Like I was asleep for 1,000,000 hours.
Okay, well we know that's not true because I don't sleep.
No,
so.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I don't think
Over embellishing the details.
I don't think I've been I don't think I've slept 1,000,000 hours in my entire life.
No, you haven't. You haven't even had your 1,000,000,000 second yet. That happens in your 30s. Wow. That is a real fact.
Are you sure?
Yes. 32, I think.
I was wrong.
All right, let's see
20 million.
Wow, it was actually higher.
spot.
Holy crap!
ESPN reported that.
Who has 20 million to play video
Well, it's a
games?
team spot.
Well,
But-
apparently people like the New England Patriots.
Wait, they play?
Supposedly their owner Robert Kraft is one of the people interested in.
Yeah, they have like people
Buying a
investing in buying teams, like Rick Fox, who used to be like a Los Angeles Laker. Like he's invested in esports, and like it's still like very prominent and just a huge money draw, but like more and more people are getting involved.
I just have a really.
But that's the idea. That's the idea. It's crazy. You're selling out arenas, like big sports arenas with spectators
That's
to
crazy.
watch people play video games, that's insane.
Oh, it is.
It reminds me of this.
But how cool is that? Like
Yeah,
it's
no, well,
so
and it reminds me of a
competitive
TV
and like
show
it's such a draw. Like that's
So,
how
There's a
big
web
gaming is
series
nowadays.
/ TV show called Video Game Academy, and I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen the first
It's
season.
on Netflix, where it's kind of in an alternate, I guess you could say, universe where video games are like the sports of the world.
Yeah.
And so, like, instead of, like, people going and, like, getting scholarships really for, like, football and stuff, it's all, like, video games. And so it's kind of, like, a cool, different take. And so this kid, like, was playing this online, like, almost like Call of Duty game and beat, like, a head dude kind of on accident, like, a real big, like, think of, like, your varsity jock kind of guy.
Yeah, like...
And so he gets into Video Game Academy, one of the schools. And so it's kind of cool because it's just, like, a whole reality of pretty much like video game people being the cool kids, and it kind of same thing. They have like teams and they go up against the other schools, and there's like the gym's filled up and people are watching them. It's this big thing. So it's kind of a cool. It's actually I don't actually think it's a TV show. It was a YouTube series.
It started on YouTube.
Yeah. And so it's like
Freddie Wong.
Yeah, there you go. And so the
Rocket
budgeting's not like amazingly great, but it's still like I don't know. I liked
cool.
it just because it was like a fun, different take on things, and it's like they have like funny things, like all their snacks are gamer stuff, like in the vending machine. So it's like they have pizza and like it's yeah.
Oh really? That's kind of
yeah.
cool.
So they like open up this container.
I actually guessed, but he said yes.
No, it's like in a Pringles container, and they like open it up and pull a piece out, and that's in their vending machine. So it's just kind of like this whole what you'd think like junk food, like
that's kind of cool.
video gamers eat. Like, yeah. So it's kind of a fun little.
But even to take it to like real life, you guys have both heard of Rooster Teeth, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you have to.
They've been doing like Let's Play Live tours where they will literally go to places that normally a concert would play for and sell out like 100,000 seats or crazy just to have put on a 3-hour show of them. Like, granted, it's not just them playing video games. There's, like, other stuff that they do to riff in between and stuff while it's getting set up. But it's literally, people playing to see these internet personalities play in person and interact with each other.
I would have, like, a really hard time, because I know there are, like, and my brother watches a lot of them, like, PewDiePie and all those guys, where you kind of watch them and they do comment.
Didn't he get in controversy, like, not too long ago?
I don't know.
Is he ever not?
There's a couple of them, and my brother watches them. And like those I can kind of watch because they like give the funny commentary. But I don't know if I could just watch like people sit down and play video games like that.
You have to be invested in some manner.
Well, again, it's not just there is.
But it's cool to watch.
A sense of like entertainment. It's not just someone sitting there quietly, like they're talking about what they're doing. They're riffing with each other. And
I think it'd be. I definitely think I would give it a shot, but I definitely think it's like
you have to be like super involved,
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely something like you got to be a fan of the person.
Right. You have to be attached.
Like I feel like even like I like Overwatch a lot, but I feel like I'm more inclined to play it than to watch someone else play. Yeah. Compared to.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So
I'd rather be better at playing it than just watching somebody else that's really good playing.
Never seen it play. I'm not that good.
Oh, okay. Well, have you guys ever seen like drone racing? They've had
that's
drone
crazy
racing on
to me.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, that I think it's intense.
Because as someone who's crashed a drone, just trying to do a simple thing.
Really? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
How did you crash it?
I ran it into a building.
How did you?
While trying to film the building.
Wow.
How did you win?
Because I was trying to go like a sweeping shot up, and I clipped the building and fell down.
Wow.
Got to pay for it. Well, pay to repair it.
No.
Huh.
Only like $200. Goodbye paycheck on that week.
Do they let you fly the drone still?
We haven't used the drone for very much, but
is it because
yes,
an employee broke it?
The funny thing is, I'm still the second best at flying it.
Oh god. Ooh. Dude, that stuff's hard though. Like,
I mean, there's only 3 of us, so it's not a lot.
So you're average.
Like, think when you were a kid and you had like those little remote control helicopters or cars, whatever. Like those things are always so hard to drive. Like, and so putting in the perspective of like,
I mean, in all honesty, like. Because they started doing for a drone, like you buy drone insurance now. Because in all honesty, like you either have a drone that is about to crash or you've got a crash drone. Like there's no in between. Like you might be lucky and it might take 6 months before you crash but it's gonna happen.
Has your dad ever crashed?
Oh yeah, his one right now is destroyed basically.
What did he do?
I don't remember what he was doing, but he's crashed it a bunch of times.
They have some pretty cool ones nowadays with like the camera, onboard camera, and the range you can get. But
oh yeah, well there's ones that like you can wear like a. I don't remember if it's the Apple Watch, or if it's like a separate thing that comes with it, or if it's your phone, like somehow though it like communicates your position to it, and then you can walk and it'll just follow you.
Whoa. That's pretty high tech. That's Iron
really
Man stuff.
fun until it decides to go haywire and hit you in the back of the head and kill you.
Oh, those things aren't going to do anything to you.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about autonomous cars?
I'm down for it. I want to be able to sleep while we drive.
A lot of people, I feel like if you're not the driver, you're probably either just chilling or you're sleeping. Especially on road trips.
Have you seen iRobot?
I wish
Yes.
I could.
I'm Will Smith in iRobot.
Yeah, you're gonna be the one. You're gonna want to be the one driving your car while.
Yeah, no,
all
I
the
don't
ones
trust
are going around.
robots or anything.
Well, because like
for that matter.
I think we might have touched on it a little bit, but like at this point, Teslas and stuff have some
Yeah,
auto drive
it's
function,
not full.
but
It's not fully.
it still requires the person to like touch the wheel every
so
couple like minute or something like that, so that you can't just fall asleep and it
Yeah,
because it's not gonna just drive itself. It's stuff like self park and stuff,
Right,
but it
right,
still
right.
requires you to be in contact and technically in operation still.
You want to sleep while driving.
He's not driving.
I wish I could actually, but I can't really like I am the worst at falling asleep while in transportation. Yeah, like
I thought you were gonna say while driving. I was gonna say,
I
that's
can-
a good thing.
I can eventually fall asleep on
It's
planes,
hard.
but it has
No,
to be
it's
a
hard for
long
me
plane
to do
ride.
that
It
too.
has like, but forget buses, forget cars. It's so difficult for me because I don't like trying to fall asleep like all crumpled.
Yeah, you can't. You're like sitting up practically. It's hard to do.
It's hard.
No.
But,
Yep. Yeah. You have a hard time or no?
I actually, for like me having insomnia and not sleeping at all, cars and like planes are two of the places oddly that I can normally fall asleep in.
All right. Hopefully you don't.
maybe you should just try to fall asleep in your car all the time.
Ooh. Sleep outside.
So
Save
get
a lot
that
in rent.
giant bed you've got.
Yeah, you don't need that. Just kidding.
You know, we'll see what happens. I will tell you though, the worst I've ever done is we took a train to Illinois from here, and it was supposed to be like a 24-hour thing, and we hit a cow.
Oh no.
And it ended up being the way there was about a 30-hour thing. So 30 hours on a train, which is like that I couldn't sleep in because it smelled like dying old people. And which I don't know why it smelled that way, but it did. It was an unpleasant smell.
Because only old people ride trains
Yeah.
nowadays.
And it was like, and you don't have that much room, and you can't like even their little observation area, like not great.
Did you guys have sleeper cars?
No. I think you could pay for them, but they're like super expensive.
I'm sure,
So
but-
we just had like the big recliner chair. It's like
Yeah.
a movie theater chair almost, but not even
Couldn't
as
fall
nice.
asleep in a recliner chair.
No, they're like different though, because it's kind of like an airplane seat, to where it only goes back so far, but you have it's a little wider.
Yeah.
But it is very hard to fall asleep, and then so the way there was 30. On the way back, a drunk dude decided to sleep on the track. We stopped just in time so we didn't hit him. It took them about 30 to 40 minutes to get him off the
It
track.
seems like it just...
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Scoop.
yeah, exactly. And then another train like up ahead like took the wrong track and they had to like somehow reverse it. Something happened, and it ended up taking about 40 hours to get
All
back.
I'm hearing is there's a good reason that railroads are not a effective form
No.
of transportation for
No,
humans anymore.
and so like
I guess not.
for me, like going there is like I've
for
never
cargo,
been,
it's
yeah.
still good, I guess.
So it's like I was like, oh, I've never been on a train. Like this could be fun, and then you realize, nope. Like you're saving money, but it's not worth it. So I will probably like it was an experience that I
Yeah.
will never have to experience again.
Good and bad with everything.
It's like because I did the math even, and it's like even if we were to drive, we would have got there faster
Really?
and
To
probably
Honolulu?
cost around the same amount as the train.
I've only done a train to California, like the overnight, a couple times, but that's it.
No,
I've just done the rail runner up to Santa Fe.
I've never done the rail runner.
I've done that. That's great.
We've done it a couple times ever since Ben and Emily got married. It's been since we would have to take 2 vehicles to drive up there for like Christmas and stuff because none of
your
our vehicles
grandparents-
can have 6. We've just been taking the rail runner up there because it's easier for us.
I've never taken it. I always said like, oh, that'd be fun, and then I just don't.
It's different. It's kind of cool.
It's all right.
I really don't have a reason to go up to Santa Fe really either.
Well,
Yeah.
Pretty much
I wouldn't recommend it unless you
Had a need.
have family up there. That's the only reason I ever go up there.
No, our old roommate Nick did it, and I just saw it in the paper. But they do, what is it? The
Shakespeare on a Rail.
Shakespeare on a
Yeah,
Rail.
what's
So
that?
they like perform Shakespeare plays while the rail runner's going. So like they perform in the middle of the train aisle,
What?
and it's so weird to me. I'm like, that's kind of, I guess it's fun.
I guess.
But-
What if you just want to talk to the people you're with on the
Yeah,
way
I
up
feel
to
like it's
like
kinda-
spending time on the?
I mean, and you don't have that much room. I'm guessing on the rail runner, like in between.
I think it's better than most, to be honest.
Really?
It's probably
Yeah, it's
you've
not,
got a little bit of room.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just kind of weird. I think it's a unique
Because
idea,
there's
but-
also like areas that are, well, depending on what part of like if they're on the bottom, like parts of the cars, there's the places where the doors are. So there's obviously they're closed while you're driving,
So-
but there's more open room because there's no people there.
Still weird. I think it's a good idea. I just don't know if I would like ride the rail runner just to see it play.
I forgot we did do a train ride when we were in Peru, and that one was interesting because like they kind of did a play like thing, except it turned into just them trying to sell us stuff. And so they were doing like fashion shows, but it was clearly they didn't like come by afterwards and try to get you to
Yeah.
buy all this stuff. And then they had like they were talking about like the legend of some Peruvian demon or whatever, and then this guy comes out with this mask and starts doing like.
I'd be kind of creeped out by that, I guess.
I didn't do the sound right.
I would have poked him in the
If my
nose.
family,
No, you wouldn't.
If my family heard it, they'd be ashamed of that
I
sound
would've
right now.
Boop.
It was,
Right on the demon's nose.
well, so my aunt wasn't paying any attention, and he came up behind her, and she freaked out and almost punched him.
Oh,
That's so good. That's so good.
it's always in like those Halloween haunted houses. Like you're not allowed to touch the actors, but if you're scared out enough, you know somebody is just bound to. Like,
Oh, dude,
pull-
I've punched like 3 people in haunted houses
know?
before. They get too close sometimes, and I'm not responsible. Like, nope.
Well,
Like at
they
my calls
think you
up here out in Morarty at the haunted barn.
yeah.
Like one time I'm walking and a clown was right here, and I turned and he went boo, and I punched him right in the face. And I felt really
I
bad.
wouldn't want to
but
be like one of those workers because know
I
you're
wouldn't
gonna
wanna
get
yeah.
like
you're bound to
punched.
get something.
I think
or worse potentially.
I think it's really funny.
It's
'cause
Albuquerque after
It
all.
is true. It is true.
Right?
I get shot.
What I've started doing though is trying to make like a game out of it, because like there's always the dude that like follows you that's real creepy, but then it was like people just like I used to always get freaked out. I was like, wait, they can't touch me. So what I started doing is they follow you and they get up in your face, so I just stop and I just lean and I just stare back at them. And then, like, I've noticed, like, they'll sit there and they'll try and, like, do things, and then they can't do anything. So then they just, like, put their head down and, like, walk away. Because I'm like, what are you going to, like, because they follow you and they try and be all creepy, but if you just sit there and stare at them, they can't do anything. So
Be all
it's just,
serious.
like, this, yeah, it's like this
It's like,
awkward
can you look
moment.
away, please?
So it's my fun little thing. I have also scared people who are supposed to scare you in haunted houses. Because, like,
Really?
I had, like, seen where they pop out to scare someone. So, like, I hid, like, around the corner. So, like, they're popping out here, and I'm, like, hiding right here. So they go to pop out to scare the other people, then I go, boo! And, like, they, like, kind of jumped against the wall, and then I just started laughing and walked away. And then one of their other coworkers came and gave me a high five and was like, that was good.
Speaking of fears,
Oh, God.
and Dylan's My Two Cents, he talks about his fear of snakes. Also, while we're talking about My Two Cents, Dylan or Jordan, you never
I
created one.
I didn't. That was my bad. I'll have to do
Hey,
one this
film
week.
it this way, not this way.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't have had been told
I'd
that.
have to re-look at the last one, but I'm fairly certain I said to do it horizontally. Did I not?
You probably did. It doesn't
Definitely
mean I was
Definitely did.
retaining that information
Nope.
properly.
I'm not supposed to have to edit it, but I had to edit it to fix that.
That's
Dude,
it.
But
that's
so,
what I'm here
fear
for.
of
Dylan-
snakes.
Dylan's facts.
Fear of snakes.
6 people die a year in Albuquerque. The reason I know this, actually, my work today in our meeting was going over snakes because we have a rattlesnake population, and they were saying, like, it's 18,000 or something get bitten a year and only 6 die. But that's still
No,
six
that's not
people.
that bad.
Yeah, but 6
your
people
odds are
still die
great.
a year in Albuquerque
You
from
could
snakes.
get bit a bunch of times and still survive.
Yeah, it could be the same person and get bit like what 17,994 times and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that's how
Here's,
math works.
here's the thing. So, and I actually left out one of my facts. Is I said what creeps me out is they move, but they don't have legs. They smell with
They
their
constrict
tongues.
their muscles.
Yeah,
To-
I don't
it's like
care
contract.
how they
Fish
do it.
move and they don't have legs.
Yeah, but it's in water
Lawyer.
and they. Yeah, shut up. This is
Oh,
on land.
so it's
No, just listen. So I said what creeps me out is they move. I know how it works, but anyway, they smell with their tongue. They move
Magic.
without legs. They can also still bite you after they've been decapitated and still put poison in you.
Well, I was gonna say so can a human. A human could still bite you after they've been decapitated, but they can't do poison.
Yeah. So it's like even when you kill him, those bastards still can kill you.
just gotta be
It's
careful.
just fucked up, man.
Scary world we live in.
Any what are you going with my stupid fear of snakes?
I just wanted to bring up because
Indiana Jones.
I mean, part of it, those episodes, is to potentially spark
No,
some conversation.
and I
here.
did talk about the manatee thing.
Except
And
you mispronounced it every single time in the the thing. Except you just said it correctly here.
what is wait?
Manatee.
You said manatee every time
Oh,
in the My
manatee.
2 Cents.
Oh, anyway,
Manatee.
but Joey, when we were working, so we worked on a ranch down in Capitan, New Mexico, southern New Mexico, like no water for miles, and we're anyway New Mexico, so they can't be here. And we had someone, our boss then, told me that my fear of snakes was not even relevant compared to his fear of manatees. And we live in New Mexico, and there were many rattlesnakes on the ranch we worked at, and not a manatee.
You're like, where's you
anywhere
gonna run
around.
into that?
And so he was saying, like, my fear was irrational, but his was totally rational. I was like, you realize your fear, like, because he has a fear of manatee, and it's like, you
Why
have
is
to
he
go...
afraid of manatees?
I don't
Those guys
know.
are cool.
He would probably know.
The quick story is he was like at an aquarium one time and trying to figure out where the manatee was, and it came out of like the kelp, but like he describes it as it came out with like a predator mouth, like right at the glass, and like was trying to attack him. So
I've seen manatees. I've hung out with manatees. Tina and I got
I've
pet
swam with
manatees
them, yeah.
in like Cancun at an aqua park.
But can we just take a
They're
poll
cool.
right now? Whose fear is more rational in New Mexico? The fear of snakes or the fear of manatees?
manatees.
I hate both
I
of
was
them
gonna
so
say that
much.
too. I mean, you never know what's in the elephant.
Manatees are shifty. They could
They're
figure
big,
something
too.
else out.
I'm stabbing both of you.
they're
I mean,
Sleep.
that being said, I do think that, I mean, manatees is a poor example, but like a water creature, I mean, I guess there are water snakes. Well,
Which
actually,
scares-
that'll get,
That's
I'll talk
true,
about that in a
yeah.
second, but like, I feel like water is extra dangerous
Oh, yeah.
to a human, because for one, we're like, we're not meant to like be in
We
that
can't survive
situation.
underwater. Yeah.
But it's like a 360 degree, well, actually even more, 720 sphere
Area.
of things can come from any direction.
That's
Whereas here,
true.
it's like we know.
You're right. Sharks come from the sky all the time.
I'm talking about when you're in the water.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
I
underwater. Okay.
Did I not make
Dude,
that
when you're
clear?
underwater, you have to worry
Fair
about
enough.
a whole.
But you're not gonna like in the Well, I guess scuba diving. Never mind. Continue. I'm an idiot. I'm admitting it. Continue.
Wait,
Like,
did we get that
you
on
don't-
record?
I'm not like. So if you're on land, yes, like
Sharknado, by the
there
way.
are a
I
few
counted
things
that.
where you could
Well, I
have
was thinking swimming on the surface. Of
you
the
could
water,
have to
not
worry
having-
about like if you walk under a tree or something, maybe a snake could fall out of the
Oh,
tree.
dude, deep fear. Oh, we don't need to talk
But-
about that. Let's go back to
Like
eels.
you know, you
What?
there's like
Yeah, that's way
there's still
back.
certain parts where it's like nothing's gonna just suddenly come just out of nowhere from right here unless it's a bird, I guess. But
Yeah, well, I think too, like underwater.
water is dangerous, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, no.
is.
Well,
Shark
and the
Week is
thing
coming,
It's
too.
like underwater, depending on the water. Sometimes like the water's not even clear. Like
Yeah,
in
you don't
certain
know what you
areas-
can't see around.
So
you.
it's like even if you are underwater and you are looking around, it's like you can't see things till they're like right here, and then
Well, and basically anything that's meant to live in the water is so much faster than you.
oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
And then the fact that even if, depending like how much light's in the water, how deep you are, it's like a shark or something could really be not that far away, but you wouldn't even see it till it's like you just have no idea, and you can't really hear it coming either. So
You brought up Shark Week.
Yes, it's coming up.
Did you guys see that Michael Phelps is gonna race a shark?
How the fuck
I
is
heard
that
about
gonna
that. I heard about
I'm
that.
sure it's going to be timed.
But
They're
I
not
wonder-
literally going to be in 2 lanes.
And go. It's gonna be.
But, I mean, obviously, Michael Phelps is going to get destroyed.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
And then they're going to let the shark eat him as a reward,
Oh, is that
probably.
how do they get the shark? I guess you get a.
Or maybe they just let Phelps loose and then the shark chases him. That's
How
how
do
they
they
do
get
the
the shark to like go in a straight? Because you can't really put a shark in that condition.
You can still track speed, I would imagine, right? If it's a race.
Probably.
In some manner. They tag him all the
Dude,
time.
what if Phelps does
No.
get eaten by a shark?
Oh, that, well,
Oh my god.
the shark gets his gold medals. I think that's how it works.
It's just you inherit them
Yeah.
through association.
If you kill a gold medalist, you get their gold medals. It's
Is that how it works?
the law.
No.
The law of the Olympics.
Do you also get their money?
No, just the medals.
Well, I mean, the medals are
Not all
probably worth
Olympians
something.
are like super wealthy anyway.
Well, a lot of Olympians, I
A
feel
lot of
like
them are
there's
rich.
been
They get
stories
paid for
of them
gold
having to sell like their medals
As a
trying
means
to-
of income,
Yeah.
yeah. That's true.
Because it just depends. Because you can get sponsors and stuff, but you gotta be active in that. If you're only like the only thing you're doing is training in the Olympics, and then
Yeah, you
like,
can get
nothing on the
sponsors if you
off-season.
are a gold medalist, but if you're like not even medaling and you're
Well,
still
it
really
does
prominent,
depend too. Yeah, like I'm
what-
sure that those 16-year-old gymnasts aren't making a lot of money, but then you have the NBA players who are technically gold medalists but are making $200 million a year.
Well, that's
or
within
whatever
their
it
own
is.
sport. I'm just talking strictly Olympics,
Oh,
but I
just
get what you're saying though.
Yeah, I think they get a little bit, and then if you get a
NBA
medal-
contracts right now are ridiculous.
Does the NBA have a cap or no?
Yes, they do have a salary cap, but like their contracts now for max players are just
Oh, yeah, well,
insane,
James Harden
especially if
just
you're all NBA.
signed one for over $200 million for 1 year or something like
No,
that.
not for 1 year. It was over. He signed an extension. I think it's to 2022, but it's like almost 300 million just from now until then.
I mean,
And then
gosh, that's terrible.
Steph Curry, he just won the finals with the Warriors.
Yeah,
he
he
signed
didn't
an
win anything.
extension. It was like 5 years for 200 million. So he's making 40 mil a year now.
Well, and like the problem with that is now, of course, then the NFL players are wanting.
They're upset.
They're wanting more money
Of course,
too.
but the
You wanna
issue with
know-
that is an NBA team has a more finite number of players.
Want to know what
There's
I think is
12
funny?
to 15 tops with the football.
I mean, there's a
NFL.
finite number of players for.
No, I get it, but
them,
the
but
the
it's
size of the
significantly
teams,
bigger,
right?
yes.
So you're not gonna all be able to have those crazy numbers.
See, I think it's funny. Everyone's freaking about soccer players have been getting paid this for years.
But they get
like,
a lot from sponsorships.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Like
but
Ronaldo
no, just their
and-
club.
yeah.
Ronaldo and his club alone is one of the
I
highest.
mean,
paid
David
athletes.
Beckham had
Well,
a $250
golf
million
players are the
contract
highest
a decade ago.
Golf-
Probably.
paid, but that's again because of sponsorship.
Yeah, but just from his club alone, I think he's getting. I forget how much. Like a year, it's like 150 million a year.
Well, that's another interesting point too. Is like those major soccer players get obscene amounts of money, but I feel like soccer globally is a more recognized and popular sport.
Well, and that's why.
And
Because,
it is popular here. It's coming around more and more, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as prominent for us
Well,
like baseball.
it's because we have so
like
many
football.
different. Yeah, we have
It's
so
not
many different
America's
sports.
pastime.
Yeah.
It's not America's pastime.
It's not
So,
America's favorite sport.
it's not.
But
frankly,
I mean, look,
but
America has so many different sports we
They do.
watch. I mean,
We have a lot of
overseas-
major
overseas
professional-
like soccer
You got
is like
like
one of their
you got like
leagues.
soccer and cricket, and you got nothing else.
and rugby.
Yeah.
Maybe you get baseball if you're
And
in a
ru-
civilized
yeah.
place.
Jeez.
But yeah, no, soccer's like
Yeah, it's
really
the
the
major
only
one,
sport
for sure.
So that's why they get paid so much because it's
It's
really
a
the only
it's a
big
global
thing.
sport. Yeah.
Well, and then with a lot of those too, like if you do have, I keep using baseball just because that's kind of what I grew up with. It's like if you do have a good baseball player in a lot of these other places, we bring them.
We bring them here, yeah.
A lot of times, like there is like the Japanese league and stuff like that, but
Right.
a lot of the good players end up, and there's a reason that basically baseball and softball are no longer a part of the Olympics because it just wasn't competitive.
I'm surprised basketball's still in the Olympics because it just seems like we just
I would say it shouldn't be. But
dominate that.
Well, another interesting point of that is they're actually just now incorporating. They're going to do this for the next one. Is a 3-on-3 basketball league in the Olympics.
interesting.
And they just started that on FS1 too, like Fox Sports. Like they're having their own 3-on-3 basketball league with like former NBA players
so
and
LeBron
celebrities.
wins.
I'm just waiting for us to get dodgeball in the Olympics. I think that would I'm not
Oh,
joking. I
we need
legitimately
that
think that would be
competitive
super
dodgeball.
awesome.
That'd be freaking dope.
Dodgeball.
Think of all the
I'm
cool
saying
things that
if
could
video
happen.
games can be in the X Games, dodgeball can be in the Olympics.
The real question is how soon until we end up with video games in the Olympics.
I don't want to live
And
now.
the North or the South Koreans win again.
Oh man, I want to do a Madden
Call of
tournament.
Duty. I suck at Madden.
Really?
I
love playing Madden with RJ
I think-
because I win.
Yeah, you hate playing with
The
me.
only games that
No,
like
you put up a good.
I'm not good at fighting games and I'm not good at sports games.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like I don't care enough to ever learn all
The specific
of like
controls.
well, like I don't care enough to
Intricacies of it.
learn like here's the juke move and all that stuff and or what the plays are and all that stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, Dylan's licking the camera again.
I know.
Okay.
What? I'm not licking
I
the
mean,
camera.
you
Stick
would
your
if you
tongue
could.
out.
Yeah, so I meant.
That's a weird way to put it then, if that's what you
Well,
meant.
I mean, that's what
Stop
you're doing.
tonguing the camera. But yeah, I don't know. I just or in the case of
Yeah.
fighting games, learning all the combos.
Combos are.
I don't
That's
care
when
that
you find
much.
the one combo that's
That's
super
why-
You guys ever
annoying.
play Soul Calibur though? You guys never gotten that one? I did. PS2.
That's why I've never owned a PlayStation.
Mm.
Any sort.
I had PlayStation 2, but I never played that.
I did PS2.
PS2 was my
And that
first
was it.
console, actually.
Oh, nice.
Mine was a 64.
It was a Sega Nomad.
Actually, no. I think I did have I had a Sega. I don't remember what it was,
Yeah.
but I did have one.
Super Nintendo. That was up there too.
I did. I had a Super Nintendo after the 64. It's kind of
I think
weird.
I heard. I might be wrong, but I think I heard that Atari's even gonna do a new one. A
I
new
had
console.
an Atari. I had an old Atari.
Yeah?
I got it later on. And you just play Pong.
Technologies. All these video games are so like insane now.
But then they're still making money. Like Nintendo released, you could get the SNES Classic or whatever, and it's like sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all those old games, like those 64 games, they could just keep coming out with them in every new console, and they would still.
Oh yeah, they do basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Nintendo's like staying alive. They're just like remastering all their old games.
Well, it is funny because like, obviously it's not a completely fair comparison, but everybody, and I mean I agree that Call of Duty has gotten downhill a lot, but everybody just talks about how they just release the same game every time and just change the way it looks basically. But that's literally what Nintendo's entire strategy is. They do the same game,
Yeah.
at least the same plot. It's
But I mean, look at
okay, look, it's a new Mario game. Maybe it's 3D, but you know that it boils down to he has to fight Bowser for Peach. The end.
Well, even
Right.
look like Mario Party. What are they on? Like Mario Party 10 or something like that.
Oh, it's
like,
a very high number.
yeah, they're just.
Yeah, you just. I mean, that's just the game.
I mean,
selling,
same with Zelda. I
making
think
more
Zelda
money
has a
for the
little
new
bit
platform.
more.
Well, Breath
Zelda
of the
just did
Wild
another one
really
too, didn't it?
Yeah,
And that was the
that
biggest.
one like broke out of the
Exactly.
Zelda mold.
Oh wow.
I mean, the overall story is still the same, but like they made it an RPG basically.
Yeah. Which kind of.
Are they doing another Tomb Raider? They're doing another Tomb Raider movie coming up.
They are doing another Tomb Raider movie.
They probably are doing another game too.
I like
imagine
those
they have
games
to be.
actually. I like
The second
them.
one wasn't as good, but the first one was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still like decent on the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one.
yeah. I like them. They remind me a lot of like the Prince of Persia games,
Those are good ones. Yeah.
which
Prince of Persia
I like.
games.
I guess
I played
we
the
could-
originals.
I never actually played Prince of Persia.
That's
Sands of Time was.
I kind of
good.
missed
That was
them.
really good. Sands
Yeah.
of Times are great.
It was. I don't know. It was as a kid. It was a really cool idea of having like the ability to go back in time. So instead of almost like when you die going back to the checkpoint, like you have the ability to
To
kind of
rewind certain moves.
Like, yeah, rewind certain
That'd
things,
be
and then
One
like,
could
switch
argue
real
that if
quick.
you're dead, you wouldn't be able to control that power, but
Well, you have to do it like
Right.
before you die. Like if you're dying, if they actually kill you, you can't. But it's
You,
like
yeah,
you have
then you
to do
would
it real
restart the
fast.
checkpoint.
Kind of like Tracer, how she can do the, but she can't do it if you kill her. There you go. There's
It was fun though. It was a
comparison
good
right
game. That was one of my more favorite games.
there. Oh
growing
no,
up.
that one was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was probably like my first, like favorite game.
it was Assassin's Creed before it was Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
Because I mean, it's made by the same people.
Was
Yeah.
it? Oh.
Well, I think Assassin's Creed just took the Prince of Persia like idea and then they made it like an RPG. So, because like the original Prince of Persia wasn't like that. So Assassin's Creed just they just kind of made it bigger and with new characters. So.
I am actually surprised that like Prince of Persia kind of just disappeared. Not like I mean, they made the movie, but like
They had
haven't
several
had it.
games, but
When's the
not
last-
none lately.
They
though.
had
None.
one for the Wii, which was
Did
kind
they?
of weird. Yeah, it was kind
That
of
seems
weird.
kind of
Yeah.
different.
I don't know how that happened, but they did.
Well, it's always weird when there's like those major characters. Like Metroid was one. Like there hadn't been a game since. God, I don't even remember what the last one was.
I can't even remember the console.
I might be wrong, but I think it was GameCube. There might have been a Wii one at I actually think there was a Wii one that nobody liked.
I think my brother had the Wii one.
But
Nothing-
you know,
nothing
it's
beyond
been
that,
what
though.
like 6 years or something. They finally
least,
are
yeah.
coming out with a new one.
Oh, are they?
like, yeah, they
Is it
announced
only
it
for
during
Nintendo
E3.
though?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
how
it's
Nintendo
console
always is.
exclusive.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that kind of sucks about Nintendo games, because like me personally, those kind of games I'm not a fan of on the Wii.
Yeah, the Wii's really cool for certain games, but like typical games,
Like that, I would prefer.
unless if you have like that GameCube controller, it's not.
Yeah,
the same
well, and
feel.
even the GameCube controller, you lose some of the stuff you can do.
Oh,
with the
you
Wii
do?
Remote.
Yeah, see, that doesn't translate well.
I personally did, like, because I always use Force Unleashed as a good example because it's one of the only ones that I have as a tie over. I originally played it on the Wii, and my biggest complaint was the fact that they made you like swing around to do that. But then I played it when I got my 360. I played it on there, and the game is completely different. Yes, the overall story is the same, but there are entire levels that are just completely different between the two. Because like
Gameplay.
whatever limitations or whatever, like another one that I noticed, I never actually played it, but like I had the X-Men Origins Wolverine game on the Wii, and it's so toned down compared to like the PS2 version. PS2 version, you're like tearing people apart, there's blood everywhere and stuff, but here it's like I'm stabbing you and there's no blood. Because it's just like Nintendo's more like family-friendly look or whatever.
I think the only like game like those that I had that I really liked was Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it was Dead Man's Chest I had on there because it was kind of cool because you had to kind of control it, but it was very difficult having to control the sword. It took a really long time.
Yeah, see, and that was tricky too because they like kind of did like a GoldenEye version with that with the Wii too, and it had like I had the golden gun.
The gun.
Yeah. But it was always just
it's
off.
super hard.
It was
It's
super hard
to use
master.
the gun.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
even watched
not even
Gabe.
worth it,
He was trying to replay through Skyward Sword, and it was like doing. It was like he was supposed to do like a diagonal slash, but he'll do like this, and it's like it registers him as doing like a horizontal, so he gets hit or whatever, and it's like
That's so frustrating.
It's like that's one of those things. It's like it's not your fault. Like you know what you're supposed to be doing. It's the game that's messing up.
It's the game.
And like that, motion control was never. I'm glad that they finally have. Well,
It's
I mean,
with
they still
virtual
haven't gotten
reality
away
now,
with
where
it,
you have
but
like
they're getting
cooler
or
with
getting
it
better
because like even the virtual reality games, like the gameplay on the screen is very. You know, early. It's very early in its stages of graphics, but the sensors and the motion capture is very like.
See, I think it'll be really
accurate.
cool. Like the Wii, I think if they would have kept working on it and doing stuff, it could have been really good. But it just seems like we have like the base of it, but I still think we're so far away from actually like getting that perfected and done that like.
It probably won't be on the Wii's platform.
Yeah, and in the end, the biggest problem is that that's not what the mass majority care about.
Yeah.
And so it won't get done because there's not the demand for it.
I think it would be cool to have a Star Wars game where you're sitting there and it is your lightsaber and you're like actually having to do
They
that.
did have one of those games.
Yeah, but it didn't work very well.
Yeah, unless if the gameplay is actually on point, then you're losing the full effect of what you're trying to play through. You know?
I used to, or maybe it was my brother's, but we used to own a game. It was like not console or anything. It was you bought. It looked like one of those little training droids, and you plugged it into your TV, and it had like the little game, and you had a controller that was a lightsaber, and it would sense how you would do that, and you would literally block it, so you're swinging it around and stuff, because it's like got a camera built in. This is like pre-Wii and stuff.
Yeah, I had that too.
Cool.
It was pretty fun. So I don't know. I think future video games is very, very weird.
It's gonna be even crazier moving forward. But
speaking of Call of Duty, I actually did just get Call of Duty Infinite because I got it.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, because I got it for like $12 because GameStop's having a huge sale.
Nice.
And I'm like playing like it's not terrible. Like I don't think
I should go to GameStop.
We should go get it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. I don't.
know.
I'm not. I refuse to buy any more Call of Duty games.
See, I this one's not. It's not great.
Although
it's
you
not
do
terrible.
get Modern Warfare.
Remaster. I didn't get that version because that one was a little more expensive.
That's the only reason to get that game.
Yeah. But, because I just wanted to play the gameplay. It was cheap and I
Also,
wanted
plus
to play
since you bought it, I can play it now anyway.
Yeah. So, but the new one, the World War II, doesn't look terrible. I'm excited about that Call of Duty. But also World at War was one of my favorites just because I like the idea of it. So
going back to their roots is probably a good thing for them. But.
Yeah, because I think they've gotten so... But I think Halo's kind of getting to that point too, where I think they need to start rethinking stuff a little more because they're.
I mean, I liked the gameplay of 5. I think it was the best Halo in terms of gameplay, but story-wise,
that's what I'm saying.
You need,
yeah,
you both almost.
Games are almost losing their campaign story. Now.
Having played, because I think in my 2 cents, I said I hadn't played Unity. I got Unity for $1.
What?
There was like this website. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like tweeted out that this site was having a deal and selling like the online codes for $1. I was like, I've never played it, so I might as well get it for $1. And I've been playing through, and like one thing I've noticed is just like the campaigns, they don't have story anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the case with a lot of stuff.
They're just focusing more on the visual effects.
They're just like, oh, we want you to visually play our game and crank out the next one so we can get more money. And it's like they just
yeah,
don't
but you
care
lose
anymore.
so much without a story.
Because I like the good story. And
yeah,
that's why I like
that's
the
what
original
goes
Call of
into
Duties.
making the game exciting too.
And that's what's so crazy about Overwatch is the fact that there is no campaign mode, and yet it's like so popular because like there is that base story.
Yeah.
You just.
But it's how it's enacted out.
Well, yeah, it's not in the game per se.
Right.
I think you go into it knowing that it's not like they're giving you.
Well,
a campaign.
know it's a multiplayer game.
Exactly. It's not like you're going in and you're like, oh, I'm playing the next Call of Duty game, and you're like, well, that story sucked, and they're like kind of saying, we have one.
And that shows you again because Destiny tried a very similar thing where they were like, oh, there's like a lot of stuff, but the thing is they still had a campaign, and that story sucked.
Yeah. I think Destiny could have done. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Destiny was a little different. I think they could have gone about it a lot better because they kind of seem to do it almost like World of Warcraft kind of thing, where you have this open world and you go do these bosses and stuff like that, which I don't think is bad, but you almost have to give me a reason why I'm doing it. Like their only reason was, oh, you want the new cool shit. Here's how you get it. But that's the only reason you do it, not like story-wise. There's nothing really motivating. And that's why like I had a hard time buying the DLCs at that point. It's like I'm not, this is adding to a story I don't care about. I don't really know what's going on in the story anymore. Like,
yeah.
I have a hard time spending more money on this when it's like, and people had already started fading out.
Because you're not getting a story.
Yeah.
Well, especially when your friends weren't playing.
Yeah.
We gotta wrap up. I guess the one thing I wanted to say based off Destiny is the open beta for Destiny 2 is, I think, the end of next week, I think. So I'll probably play that then.
That's coming up.
When does the next season of Rick and Morty come out?
Probably next week. I think it was like the 19th.
Soon.
Well,
I need to
Game
watch
of
that.
Thrones is next
week too.
Is Sunday.
Yeah.
And we have that.
The quiz is on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, I guess I should brush up on my trivia.
I'll brush up.
Because they said that it's seasons 1 through 6 primarily.
I didn't get an email back from them.
I would check your spam folder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we should be.
If you registered, it should already be on there.
Is there anything else?
Game of Thrones is dropping. Destiny 2 trailer or beta.
Doomfist on
Yeah,
Overwatch.
I say Doomfist. He looks so funky. I think that there's and then Spider-Man's out, which
Spider-Man's
I
out.
think I'm gonna see tomorrow.
Yeah, none of us have seen it yet.
I have not seen it.
I'm gonna.
What
try
time are you gonna?
I'm
go?
curious to see it soon.
I don't know
Tomorrow's the day.
what's gonna. Well, so here's my thing: is I won 4 free tickets on the radio to movies, to any movie I want, but it's like $5 Tuesday at Century tomorrow. So it's like I don't want to use my free tickets for
$5.
$5, yeah. So I think me and Beth may go sometime in the day.
I heard some stuff about it already, but we'll see.
Heard it's gotten good.
I've heard
reviews.
it's good, but I haven't seen it yet. I've just been busy.
Yeah.
I also kind of forgot that it came out.
It's for I don't know. I don't
It's
want
like the first It's probably the first Marvel movie I've missed.
Probably his first
premiere for a while.
First Spider-Man 2.
Well,
so all right. Well, until next time, guys. On next topic.
I hope you get sick and die.
That.
Bye.